Right now, okay, so basically we're animating in Hullabaloo, and what I'm going to do right now is an in-between. And the question was, how do you keep it consistent from one drawing to the next? And I'm going to show you here a little trick. It may be considered to be a cheat, but it's called shifting and tracing. So what I have to do is I have to put a drawing between 9 and 19, that being number 13, which is roughly drawn. So what I do is... Let me actually redraw this really quick. I'm going to show you the before and after. Hold on just a second here. Second. Okay, I'm just doubling this up for the sake of presentation purposes. Because I'm going to show you what I do in the head. Okay. Alright? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shift the traces, and I'm going to line up the heads, you see here? And if you can kind of see closely, the heads are a slightly different shape, like one is a little bit growing a little bit. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to find a point like the chin would probably be a good place to find the deeper point. And then I'm going to shift my paper. You see how already where I loosely drew it, how it's kind of in the area vicinity? You see how, see where the paper kind of corners, see how this is the in-between, these are the two keys? You know, I position the paper halfway to the corners, okay? So now, what I do is, now I can kind of trace it off a little bit and in between it more closely.
I think I may know of someone.
I'm just going to do this kind of lightly, just to give me, like these goggles, the same thing, you know. Lightly trace this off. Now, when I put it back on the pegs and align it, now I'm closer than where I was before. And that's how I keep the consistency. See? Now what I do, because, you know, this is kind of like a badly traced drawing, now I can actually go in and have a little bit more confidence as to where, you know, I need to lay down my line and make, you know, a nicer drawing of it.
I think I may know of someone.
Disney's used this similar technique, right, for their animations?
Oh yeah, yeah. When they were doing hand drawn, this is what they would do. This is where I actually learned it.
Ah.
Yeah. And this is why I say, you know, we were saying for the longest time, you know, in order for, you know, really hand drawn animation to keep surviving and stuff, you know, techniques like these really need to be handed down, because these are the, you know, this is the process of 2D animation, you know, and, you know, this isn't stuff that really isn't described in books, you know. This is kind of stuff that, you know, little tips and tricks that you learn while working on a production, you know.
Strikes again. catch this diabolical creature. I think I may know of someone.
So things I'm conscious about, for example, when I was doing that drawing, is I'm noticing, okay, how the upper eyelash kind of runs a little bit tangent to the brim of the hat, and it does the same there. So on the in-between, what I don't want to do is, I don't want to have a space, because you see what happens if you have a space, it grows or shrinks. So I want to be a little bit more consistent, between the drawings. So what I'm doing is I'm flipping constantly back and forth with the key, the previous key and the destination key on top, and then the in-between on the top. And what I'm doing is I'm laying down and then picking up. Laying down, pick up. And that's how you flip. You lay down, pick up. Lay down, pick up. Lay down, pick up. And that's how you kind of flip. You could also roll flip if the drawings were in order. You could do that. But when you're in between, you're lay down, pick up. Lay down, pick up. And that's how you flip. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Sure.
Thank you. Amazing.
That's more or less how you do it, Now you just kind of move on to other parts of the body, that kind of thing. And if I really
want to do the animation, I did the backgrounds and the layouts. That is the master of puppets of animation. Yeah, because it's amazing. Practice, great timing, talent. Yeah, and also because it was a project that we did locally. If you have time, I can show you a little bit of the project. Probably it's not my iPad, I got that charger. Don't worry. This is the last one. Yeah, sure, we talked all the boats, I don't know why, because they were the light, so the light more. Also, to the character, see the comment? Thank you. Thank you.
Grabs. Shoulders lift up. As he starts to attack. Take a blink. What's going on? So it's going to go a while. A lot of drawings for a simple scene. The head and the back end. So, as long as you animate 3 bouncing balls, that's all you ever have to do. Then just catch up with the legs. Keep it simple. Okay, the head, that's your skull. And then your chest, naturally you have all of your parts coming off of that. And your back end. And then you have your dog. From there, as long as you do ground plan. As long as you move the 3 balls around in space, you will be able to animate anything you want to animate as far as animals go. Yes, it gets complex because you have to deal with anatomy. I hate anatomy. That's when I start breaking things into pieces. You have to, you only really have to learn what the main bones. You have your rib cage, right? You have a shoulder that's going to start here and always comes forward or back, well, not always, but usually sits forward. That's your shoulder. Put it on a dog from the side. It's going to be on the side. It's going to hang this way. Dog's rib cage is thin this way. So you have shoulder. Then it goes back here to your elbow, which is way high up on a dog. This is the elbow up here. See if we need better drawings. Well, I guess kinda. Which is the elbow. That's your elbow, which is or the knee. Then you have this one has. I'm so organized. I think this is, wait, I actually have one which has all my bone. I don't remember all the bone names. But it was, I guess, here they are. Ah, this is the humerus. And this is the radius and the ulna, which is that. Comes down to the dogs sit up on their fingers. So that is the heel off the ground, and the toes. That structure right here, if you learn that, you pretty much can move anything around of an animal. So when this folds up like an accordion, shoulder, elbow, this comes up and folds back. That's your foot. Stretches out on a stretch. Shoulder comes down. The way to do it is looking at it like this. And boy, that's a terrible drawing here. I'm going to have to work on this on the book before I finish it so that this is clearer. Let's do a squat. I know what. If this is the rib cage, this is the shoulder, and it's squashed. And then you straighten it out for a stretch. If you understand how this squashes and stretches, now we'll squash again when it hits the ground. And that squashes up, squash, stretch, squash again, and then stretch backwards again. Now you're coming down, and you're moving your rib cage down and up. That's the front leg of most animals. 90% of them. Start of something. What it is, I don't know. There was no real design. Squash and stretch, hit now, and bounce the other direction. So what did I do? I took a bouncing ball, multiple bouncing balls, bounced them across the page with the idea that the feet and the legs will catch. I started off with a cycle, moved off the cycle, and just bounced the ball using the legs as the force to push against it, to bring it the other direction.
How you guys doing?
Good, man. Doing pretty good, man.
Yeah.
Just it's my first time here.
What was you mentioned like one of your original designs for Scar was like looked more like an African mask. What was that one like?
We tried all kinds of things. I can try that afterwards, after I'm finishing this one.
Oh, yeah.
But we started African art and thought maybe that it should be something of a graphic influence. African art is so graphic.
Yeah.
It would have been like a limited animation kind of look, you know.
Yeah.
So we didn't do it. what I'm doing, only I need to get started on is sort of the idea of a light circle, which I did there, and then I go right into details. It's sort of how I work. Because obviously I've drawn him many times before, so I don't have to do a lot of research and pre-sketching. You know, I just go right into it. The funny thing is, I think I mentioned this before, when we start on the design of these characters, you know, we knew he was going to be called Scar, so where's the Scar going to be? On his back, you know, or his shoulder. We had meetings about that, Scar meetings, you know. So then I thought, well, if it's really over his, like somewhere in his face, like right there over the eye unit, then you see it in close-up shots and in medium shots. So you see it like all the time. So that's why the scar ended up right over his eye unit. And we never really explained how he got it. I always thought during a fight, you know, somebody just kind of scratched him and barely missed the eyeball, but hit sort of the eyebrow. So that's why we have this empty space right there.
Did you ever consider doing the scar, like just have it like have no pupil in it?
No, we didn't really.
Like to sort of like kind of like, you know, like a glassy eyed, like actually.
I think they did that in the Jungle Book, right, with Shere Khan.
Yeah.
I think they stole my scar idea. I think I should sue.
Probably. But like, did they ever sort of like do experimentations with that?
No, we didn't. We had I mean, the overall design of Scar came actually pretty quick. The only thing I didn't have were these like cheek hair things. You know, I actually had the main sort of mane going right over his face like that. They said, well, just add a little cheek hair. That was the only change. That was it.
You also like and like some of the designs, like the Scar's mane, like the early like visual development designs, like his mane was a lot more sort of full, but I noticed like he kind of made him sort of a lot more sort of his mane sort of a lot more sort of sickly looking, and also like to sort of like show like the shoulder blades like when he moves, because like
Exactly.
and it also gives it a better contrast to Mufasa, who looks more like a Greco-Roman sort of statue.
Yeah, I mean, Mufasa is the boss, you know, and the king of the pride, and Scar isn't. I actually did a few drawings where I made him really scrawny and super skinny, but that didn't look menacing enough, you know. So you have to find the right balance between beefed up and skinny. And I also studied the voice actor Jeremy Irons, and who's kind of a tall, skinny guy. So, and this sort of looks a little bit like Jeremy Irons, who recognized himself actually in the character when I showed him the first pencil animation I had done. He looked at the mine and thought, oh my God, he looks like me. And I said, well, that was kind of intentional, and he was okay with that. So this is like just a somewhat different looking pose or expression than I usually do. There's one.
So, what do you think of the new live action that's coming out?
Well, it should be interesting to see, right? What they do with it. The trailer looks kind of good. You know, they put out. I thought. I haven't seen any acting on Gaston. Luke Evans, I think, is playing Gaston. I do have a friend of mine in France who played Gaston in the live action. No, not the live action.
The play?
Yeah, the play. Who played Gaston for like one year.
About 5 minutes.
5 minutes. Okay. And he got a part in the movie even.
Oh.
He's one of Gaston's buddies. So it's like
cool.
a small part.
Cool.
He's even in the trailer, you know. So yeah, he's in it. So he said, well, I can't really say much, but he said the sets were just incredible.
Yeah.
So they didn't do a lot of green screen.
Okay.
And do like CG set. They actually built
sets.
Built all these sets on the whole forest, the whole castle. And
That's
it's,
awesome.
It's built, you know.
It's a lot different from what I heard from when they were filming Jungle Book. There's a lot of.
That was all.
That was all, yeah.
That was all the whole thing.
I just want to say no one draws like Andreas.
There are a lot of people who draw better. this.
So, I remember I heard you say you were kind of like it was kind of annoying that he couldn't push Gaston that much because he had to be handsome, so you
That's
couldn't
right.
push things as far as you could. How difficult was that? Because the voice actor kind of gave a very broad kind of performance with a lot of bravado and was very theatrical. How hard was it to resist that with a vocal performance like that?
Well, damn character needed to be handsome. According to Jeffrey Katzenberg, he was very high on that, and he explained to me why, and I saw his point too. He said, the beast is ugly and scary, and find out he has a heart of gold, and Gaston has to have the opposite qualities. So we see him, he's a handsome dude who probably should get the girl, but then we find out he's full of himself, he's a murderer at the end, so we just have to have that. And it just made this whole thing so much tougher to bring to life.
I remember hearing like the original ending for Gaston's death was that he falls and then he's attacked by the wolves that that were seen earlier in the film. Was that like?
I don't recall that. Maybe they had a version of it. I think when he falls, he's dead.
That's what I
You don't need wolves to finish the job,
And like they reused that sort of concept of like, a guy getting ripped apart by animals in Lion King when Scar gets
You
ripped
didn't need
apart by
that.
lions.
The one thing we did do, if you want to geek out in a freeze frame to see where he falls, we put skulls into his ears.
Oh wow! Oh yeah, I remember that.
Death skulls, yeah. For like a few frames.